Chosen one, you passed an unexpected test. You are ready. There are moments in life when you don't even know you're being tested. It doesn't come with a warning. There's no announcement, no preparation. It shows up in the form of a delay, a disappointment, a betrayal, a closed door, or a sudden silence. But somehow, in the silence, in the storm, in the struggle, you didn't give up. You kept going. You chose faith over fear. You chose patience over panic. You chose growth over giving in. And because of that, you passed. Not a test you saw coming, but a test designed to prove that your next chapter is not luck. It's earned. It's divine timing. It's destiny unlocked. And yes, chosen one, you are ready now. Watch this video until the very end. Don't skip through this one. It was made for you. And comment below your warmest wishes and type 777 to energize the universe with your vision. Something amazing happens when your wish becomes a declaration. This moment will ripple beyond time, into alignment with the life you were born to live. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. You didn't even realize that what you were enduring wasn't random. It was custom-made, designed to reveal your strength to yourself. That situation that broke your heart? That person who doubted you? That delay that made you question everything? That door that never opened? It wasn't about them. It was never about the thing that was withheld. It was always about you. Would you stay true? Would you keep your light on even when no one was watching? Would you keep moving even when no one was clapping? And you did. Chosen one, this unexpected test wasn't graded by men. It wasn't evaluated by society's standards. This was a test of alignment, a test of truth, a test of soul maturity. Heaven was watching how you handled what you didn't understand. While others complained, you cultivated peace. While others panicked, you practiced patience. While others tried to manipulate the outcome, you surrendered. And that surrender activated your next phase, your next level. Because the test was not about achievement. It was about readiness. The truth is, spiritual tests don't always look spiritual. Sometimes they look like silence, like being overlooked, like being left behind. But what you didn't know is that every time you responded with character, grace, and endurance, you were shifting dimensions. You were demonstrating that you're not just talented, you're trustworthy. And now, the realm you were built for is opening. Because you're not just walking into it, you're becoming the version of yourself who can live there. And let's be clear, this wasn't an easy test. It pulled on your emotions. It pressed on your triggers. It showed you what you thought you had healed. It brought up memories you tried to bury. But even in the resurfacing, even in the confrontation, you didn't collapse. You didn't return to your old patterns. You didn't shrink back into comfort. You faced it. You sat with it. You did the invisible work. And that invisible work is about to birth a visible result. That's why this moment feels different. That's why there's a strange peace coming over you right now. Because your spirit knows you passed. You don't need confirmation from people who can't see your soul. You don't need applause from those who don't understand your journey. Heaven saw it all. Your tears, your prayers, your silent sacrifices. The nights you chose discipline over distraction. The days you stayed quiet when you wanted to react. The moments you chose to trust the process, even when it hurt. Those moments added up. And now, the weight of your patience is turning into the reward of your readiness. It's time to shift your perspective. You weren't being delayed. You were being developed. You weren't being denied. You were being distinguished. This was a divine setup that required divine silence. If you had known it was a test, you might have tried to pass it with performance. But heaven didn't want performance. It wanted purity, integrity, alignment. It wanted the real you to show up, not the version you thought would impress anyone. And you showed up, fully, honestly, quietly, consistently. That's what made you pass. The next chapter of your life will be radically different because the version of you that's stepping into it is not the same one who struggled to understand why everything felt stuck. You're walking with more clarity now, more peace, more confidence. Not because everything outside changed, but because something inside you did. You learned how to wait. You learned how to release. You learned how to let go without falling apart. And now, everything that felt delayed is about to arrive. Right on time. But here's the key. You won't need to force it. What's coming is drawn to the frequency you now carry. Your energy is different. Your vibration has shifted. You're no longer reaching from a place of lack. You're attracting from a place of wholeness. And that's why it's coming fast. That's why people you haven't heard from will suddenly reach out. That's why doors you forgot you knocked on will suddenly swing wide open. Because now, the atmosphere is aligned with your inner world. And when your inner world changes, the outer world must respond. Chosen one, you're not who you used to be. This moment is not just about reward, it's about identity. The test revealed something deep, your true nature, your divine resilience, your sacred patience. And now that you've seen it for yourself, nothing can take it from you. This wasn't a performance for anyone else's approval. This was an awakening. The universe now recognizes your frequency. You passed the unexpected test, and now you're equipped for the unexpected blessings. This is a supernatural alignment moment. You're not just stepping into blessings, you're stepping into authority. You have authority over fear, over doubt, over delay, because you've lived through it. You've felt the pressure and kept your posture. You've endured the silence and protected your spirit. You've stayed faithful when nothing made sense. And that's why you're not just ready, you're refined. Everything you've experienced has shaped you into someone that can now be trusted with more. With influence, with wealth, with visibility, with legacy. The tests were never punishment. They were preparation. And the passing of this final test has unlocked a realm of favor that is chasing you now. No more striving, no more questioning. It's already in motion. You didn't even know it. But while you were handling ordinary situations, heaven was orchestrating extraordinary observations. It wasn't about how strong you looked in public. It was about what you nurtured in secret. The conversations you didn't have. The anger you didn't let spill. The decisions you made when no one was watching. That's what counted. That's what marked you. That's what passed you. And because you passed, you're entering a new timeline, one where the resistance you used to feel will no longer delay you. That resistance was a filter, chosen one. It was separating who you thought you were from who you truly are. It wasn't trying to stop you. It was trying to show you what wasn't yet aligned. And instead of running from it, you leaned in. You faced it. You let go. And that's why you are standing here now on the threshold of everything you've been praying for. What's next is not just a blessing. It's the unveiling of the life that was always yours. The storm wasn't to destroy you. It was to remove everything that wasn't coming with you. You're not carrying guilt. You're not carrying shame. You're not carrying the need to prove yourself. That all burned away during the test. Now you are lighter, purer, freer, and finally ready. You see, the The reason it was an unexpected test is because it couldn't be rehearsed. It had to reveal your natural response. It had to show your essence. And it did. There was a moment, maybe you didn't even realize it, when you were tempted to go backward, to take a shortcut, to hide your light. But something in you said no. You chose alignment over approval. And that decision shifted everything. Now, things will begin to move quickly. Divine acceleration is unlocked by spiritual obedience. And you, chosen one, obeyed the call to stay grounded when everything around you was shaking. That obedience didn't make headlines, but it echoed through the heavens. You stood tall in the unseen realm, and now the seen realm must respond. There's a reason it feels like peace is wrapping around you out of nowhere. That's not random. That's the confirmation you were looking for. Your spirit is at rest because your soul is in position. This is the alignment phase, when mind, heart, and spirit move in one direction. And when that happens, manifestation becomes magnetic. You don't chase, you draw. You don't force, you flow. You are not who you were before the test. The version of you that started that storm is not the version who walked out of it. You've matured, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and that maturity is what qualifies you. Not perfection, not performance. Maturity. You've shown you can be trusted with pressure, trusted with waiting, trusted with silence, and now you'll be trusted with abundance. Chosen one, your soul didn't just survive the test, it evolved through it. It awakened higher wisdom, sharper discernment, stronger boundaries. You know who you are now. You don't need external validation to confirm your value. The inner witness is enough. And from this place of wholeness, you will create. You will build. You will attract. You will lead. Not from ego, but from essence. Now that the test is over, there's a supernatural lifting happening. Elevation without exhaustion. Progress without panic. Things that used to take years will happen in days. Because now you're not working against yourself. You're not self-sabotaging. You're not delaying out of fear. You've seen the truth, and the truth has unlocked your momentum. Every area of your life that felt stuck is about to experience movement. Relationships, resources, recognition, revelation. You're not reaching for it anymore. It's reaching for you. Because the vibration you now carry is no longer resisting it. You've moved beyond survival mode. You're not praying from panic. You're living from purpose. You've stepped into alignment, and alignment draws everything needed to fulfill the call on your life. This next season will feel like divine compensation. Not because you begged for it, but because you became it. You became the version of you that's no longer defined by what didn't happen. You're not carrying disappointment into this new place. You're not operating from old pain. You passed the test by releasing the weight of what was. And now, heaven is responding with the weight of glory. What's coming is not just financial, it's foundational. You're going to feel supported in ways you've never felt before. The right people are going to show up. The right doors will open without effort. The opportunities that were previously blocked are now accessible. Why? Because you no longer see delay as punishment. You understand delay as precision, and heaven honors that revelation. This is the phase where everything aligns because you aligned. It's not about forcing the world to bend. It's about walking in such clarity that the path appears, and the path is appearing now. With every step you take from this new awareness, divine timing will meet you. Divine favor will surround you. Divine insight will guide you. Chosen one, you have no idea how many things were waiting for this version of you to arrive. The resources were prepared. The platforms were arranged. The connections were already orchestrated. But they were waiting for you to become ready. And you are. You passed the test. The silent, sacred, shaping test. And now, heaven is saying, it's time. Let this moment be the confirmation you've been searching for. Let it settle in your spirit that the battle is over. Let it ignite your soul with the certainty that what's ahead will not require striving, but receiving. The burden has been lifted. The test has been completed. The result is in. You passed. And now, you are ready for the unveiling of everything that was hidden until this moment. There's a realm of living you're stepping into now that was previously locked to you, not because you were unworthy, but because you were unready. And that's not a judgment. That's divine mercy. God never gives you what your character cannot carry. But now, the gates are opening because your character has been refined by fire, and it didn't break you. It revealed you. You've emerged from the trial as pure gold. And gold doesn't beg to be seen. It shines. This new season is not something you enter timidly. You enter boldly, not because you're perfect, but because you are aligned. You're no longer asking for permission to be who you were born to be. You're walking in the authority that was buried beneath the pressure. That pressure wasn't meant to crush you. It was meant to clarify you. And now that clarity has unlocked a supernatural confidence that cannot be faked. It's real. It's earned. It's spiritual. There's something radical happening within your frequency right now. You're becoming magnetic in ways that logic cannot explain. People will start being drawn to your energy without even understanding why. Doors will open before you knock. Invitations will come without you asking. Resources will flow without you chasing. This is not coincidence. This is consequence. The consequence of your inner alignment. You've proven you won't fold when it gets hard. You've proven you won't shrink to fit in rooms not built for your light. You've proven you can handle being misunderstood, overlooked, and even forgotten, and still stay faithful. And because of that, the elevation you're stepping into now will not feel like a reward. It will feel like confirmation. Confirmation that your spirit was right the whole time. Confirmation that the voice inside of you wasn't delusion. It was direction. You weren't crazy for believing in something greater. You weren't naive for trusting the process. You were faithful. And that faith has become your passport to a new reality. The borders have shifted. The restrictions have lifted. You're free to rise. In this elevation, you will feel the weight of divine responsibility. But don't let that scare you. You are not walking into this alone. The same unseen hand that guided you through the test is guiding you into the manifestation. But now you'll walk with more authority. You'll speak with more precision. You'll move with more intentionality. You're no longer reacting. You're responding with wisdom. And let me tell you something powerful. Chosen one. This phase of your life will be marked by spiritual inheritance, things your bloodline never experienced, doors no one in your family ever touched. You will break cycles, not because you tried harder, but because you aligned deeper. The things that held others back will have no grip on you. Because you didn't just pass the test, you passed through dimensions. You passed through fear, through limitation, through illusion. You passed through darkness and came out as light. You were underestimated for a reason, hidden for a season. But what they didn't see is that while they dismissed you, heaven was developing you. You didn't need their affirmation to grow. You didn't need their invitation to rise. You grew in silence. You evolved in stillness. And now, your emergence will not be subtle. It will be undeniable. There will be a supernatural grace on everything you do moving forward. You'll touch things, and they will multiply. You'll speak, and people will shift. You'll move, and the atmosphere will follow. Not because you're trying to impress, but because you've become a vessel, a channel, an open flow of divine power. That's what the test prepared you for. And here's the most sacred part. You will begin to understand why you went through what you did. The confusion will unravel. The pain will make sense. The losses will no longer feel like endings. They'll feel like sacred beginnings. Every no that hurt your heart was a divine redirection. Every silence was sacred timing. Every delay was divine choreography. And now, from this higher place, you'll look back and thank God it didn't happen sooner. Because now, you're not chasing anything. You're embodying everything. You're not reaching for a life. You've become the vibration of that life. You're not pleading. You're proclaiming. You're not hoping from lack. You're expecting from abundance. And that frequency is pulling things into your orbit that once felt impossible. Watch what begins to happen when you stop apologizing for being chosen. Watch what unlocks when you stop minimizing your light to make others comfortable. Watch the waves you create when you walk fully in your truth without fear. You're not here to blend in. You're here to transform atmospheres, to activate faith, to awaken power, to declare favor, to call in legacy. This is not about a single blessing. It's about a shift in your identity. You've shifted from student to steward, from seeker to seer, from waiting to walking. And now, all of creation is responding to the version of you that knows who they are. So many things are about to unfold in your favor that you won't have the words to explain them. That's okay. You're not meant to explain. You're meant to embody. You are the evidence. Your presence is the prophecy fulfilled. You are the reminder that even when it looks like you're losing, faith wins.